What's up, everybody? This is AfroDJMac with a brand new free Ableton Live pack. This is the MandoBass, an instrument created with a sampled mandolin. I should say that Callum Stewart, aka Enyala Music, is responsible for this instrument. I really just kind of tweaked it up and added some little touches to it, but he did most of the legwork here, so we got to give special thanks to him. If we were to open this guy up, we'll see our sampler here, and there's also a simpler version for people that don't have sampler. We can see how painstakingly he sampled his mandolin to get all these different notes to make it sound more realistic. So as we play through the notes, we can hear it's got a cool sound, and what's kind of fun about it is, and why it's called the MandoBass, is you can drop the octave and get these really cool bass sounds that you're obviously not going to get on a mandolin. And you can even go nice and high. And get some pretty cool sounds too. Some interesting things start happening to those samples in the higher registers. So let's take a look at what's going on inside this instrument here. We've got a glue compressor, which is right here. And as we adjust this knob, I'm going to play our little music that Callum made for us. We're just lowering the threshold and increasing the makeup gain, which is just adding more and more compression. And we can dial that back. I like it about somewhere around here. I think is a nice sound. After that, we've got a Resonator, which is just going to add some nice overtones. So you can see we're adding a lower octave, a higher octave, a fifth, and I think a lower fifth as well. So we can just take that back down. You can add that into taste. It gets a little odd and unusual sounding as you increase that. There is a saturator on the end, and the saturator knob is increasing the drive as well as the output on the saturator. And the reason the output is decreasing, and the reason for that is so that it doesn't get too loud, but you can get that nice distortion. Start adding in the Resonator. Pretty cool sound. Let me take those down. I'm going to close this up and we can look at the delay, which is just a ping pong delay that we're adding some dry wet to. Give you a little space with that sound. We've got a low pass, which is really just from on the instrument itself. We're increasing the resonance as the filter goes down to give it a little extra spike. And you may notice as we turn that knob, we're adding a little bit of reverb too. I think that helps give it a sort of far away sound, like you're moving away from the source by dulling it and adding some reverb, which is a pretty cool touch. Let's close that down. The width now. The width is affecting our filter delay. And all we're really doing here is delaying the left side by an increasing value. The further you go, we get up to 60 milliseconds, and you can start to hear the difference between the sides. But when you're a little lower, now that we're really just increasing the stereo width of the sound. So I'll turn that down. And finally, we have tremolo. So that's created with the auto pan. This depth determines how extreme the effect is, and then the rate. And it's a little trick, I guess, with the auto pan. If you ever want to turn it into a tremolo, you're just going to play with the phase. Now you can hear it's alternating from left to right side. If a little more obvious when the rate is slower. And as we bring these two in phase with each other, we get that tremolo effect. So that is the rack. The MandoBass, again by Callum Stewart, also known as Enyala Music. I want to thank him for sending this along and giving me a chance to kind of play around with it and to release this to you guys. I think it's worth checking out his site right here. I'll put the link up there. He's got some cool stuff, including a steel drums rack for free, and some nice music on SoundCloud you can check out. So be sure to see what he's got going on. And thanks a lot for stopping by and checking this out.